All right, let's dive in. So, you've gotten really good at Power BI Desktop. Your reports are amazing, but they're kind of stuck on your computer. So, how do you get them from your screen into the hands of, well, everyone else in your organization? Today, that's exactly what we're going to cover, that journey from being a solo creator to becoming a collaborative data distributor, all by using Power BI services. Okay, so picture this. You did it. You crunched all the numbers, the visuals are beautiful, and your report is basically a work of art. But now what? I mean, you're not just going to email the raw PBIX file to everyone, right? That sounds messy, super inefficient, and let's be honest, kind of terrifying. There has to be a better way to get your work out there. And of course, there is. The very first step on this journey is moving from your desktop out onto the web. This is where Power BI Services enters the picture, and it totally changes the game for how you share your insights professionally and, more importantly, collaboratively. Let's be real for a second. You poured hours, maybe even days, into that report. The absolute last thing you want is for someone to open it and accidentally break a formula, or change a filter, or just completely mangle your beautiful data model. You need a way to protect your original file while still getting the insights out to the people who need them. And that's the core problem Power BI Services was built to solve. So the foundation for all of this sharing and collaborating in Power BI Services is something called a workspace. You can think of this as your central hub, kind of like your team's headquarters for all things data. I just love this analogy. It says to picture a workspace like your own private museum exhibit. You get to be the curator. You carefully choose which reports, which dashboards, and which data sets go on display for your team. It's all about creating this really focused, super polished experience with your data. So, to put it a bit more formally, a workspace is simply that shared environment where you and your colleagues can actually work together. It's the one place that holds all the different pieces of a project, the reports themselves, the data sets underneath, the dashboards on top, all of it in one neat, organized spot. And the benefits here are pretty clear. You get focused collaboration without a bunch of other projects getting in the way. Everything for your specific project is in one single environment. And maybe most importantly, you can securely control who gets to see and do what, which makes sharing and presenting a whole lot smoother. And getting started is actually incredibly simple. Once you're in Power BI Services, you literally just click the Workspaces icon, hit Create a Workspace, fill out a few details like a name and a quick description, and click Save. And boom, just like that, you have a brand new space ready for you and your team to start collaborating. Okay, so your team has collaborated in the workspace. Everything has been polished and it looks great. Now you're ready for the next big stage, mass distribution. This is where you go from the private workshop to the public showroom. And you do that using something called a Power BI app. Now, this is a really, really important distinction to understand: workspace versus app. The easiest way to think about it is this: a workspace is for creation. It's the messy workshop where your small team collaborates, edits, and fine-tunes everything. An app, on the other hand, is for consumption. It's the polished, read-only final product that you publish for a much broader audience across your organization to view. And this quote just nails it. A workspace is for that small, defined group of collaborators. An app is for pretty much everyone else. It's the official, published version of your work, meant for wide distribution and super easy viewing on any device. So, you've shared your work. Your app is out in the wild. But the journey isn't quite over. As a creator, you need to know, right? Are people actually using my report? What are they clicking on? And if something breaks, how in the world do I fix it? This brings us to the crucial step of monitoring and troubleshooting. The good news is Power BI Services gives you a whole suite of tools for this. You've got usage metrics to see who's viewing your reports and how often. You can use quick insights to let AI automatically find interesting patterns for you. You can even let users explore your data in the comfort of Excel. But for troubleshooting, one of the absolute most powerful tools is data lineage. This is such a perfect way to think about it. Data Lineage is basically your own little data detective. It's there to help you solve mysteries by showing you the complete visual path your data takes from start to finish. And that is absolutely critical when you're trying to figure out why a number looks wrong or a report won't refresh. See, the Data Lineage view makes this so much easier because it shows you the entire flow. It all starts right here with your original source data, whether that's an Excel file on a SharePoint site, a SQL database, or whatever else you're pulling from. From that source, the data is pulled into Power BI, where it creates these structured data sets. These data sets are the really powerful organized data models that are going to fuel all of your visuals and reports. And then finally, those data sets feed into your reports and dashboards, which is the finished product that your end users actually see and interact with. Having this entire chain mapped out like this makes it so easy to just spot a broken link and solve the mystery. Okay, we've covered how to collaborate and how to distribute. But there is one final, and I'd say critical piece of this whole puzzle: protecting your data. We have to make sure that only the right people are seeing sensitive information. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. Imagine you built a report with confidential HR salary data or really sensitive client financial info, and it accidentally got shared with the entire company. The consequences of that could be, well, pretty serious. This is why data protection isn't just some nice-to-have feature. It's an absolute necessity. And the primary tool for this in the Power BI universe is something called sensitivity labels. If your company already uses Microsoft 365, you can use these exact same labels to classify your Power BI content, marking things as confidential or internal use only, which helps guard them against anyone who shouldn't be seeing them. So how it works is actually pretty simple, but really powerful. Your administrator sets up the labels, and then you can apply them directly to your reports, your dashboards, and even the data sets themselves. This means that the protection travels with the data, no matter where it goes or how it's shared, making sure only authorized people can ever open it. It's a fundamental security layer for your most important work. So there we have it. We've gone from a lonely desktop file to this secure, collaborative, and distributable data ecosystem. You now have the full tool set to not just create amazing insights, but to share them effectively and safely with your entire organization. So the only real question left is, what's the first story you're going to empower your organization with?